I'm a Chop King back back here once again outside video. The Clayface trailer came out, I believe yesterday, 2 days ago. I've been keeping. I guess I've been in the pseudo short break after doing all them videos back to back and breakdowns and so on and so on. But I guess I'll put out something before the Epo chapters come back next month, a week or so. But in this case, Clayface trailer came out, and this is one of the big three, beginner projects in the new DC Studios on the James Gunn's branch of movies. It was going to be Superman. Clayface was originally a Matt Reeves Batman type of thing, but it got rolled over to the DC Studios movie. I'm indifferent towards that, but the movie itself, the movie looks great. I would say great as in, I know it's everything going on all the details. I say great looks like a good solid trailer, and hopefully. The main reason I want to make this video is to discuss that when an idiot says, well, how you gonna make a movie without the superhero in it? It's quite simple. Every character, every single supervillain has a backstory before they commit their first crime. Has a backstory before they even encounter the main supervillain. Cletus Kashley was a cold-blooded murderer for years. The only reason anybody noticed him because he got Carnage. Like, these stories based on these villains could be great, because then in the actual Batman movie Brave and the Bold, whether it's going to be what his name was, what's his name, the dude from Twilight, Robert Pattinson, whether it's going to be Robert Pattinson or not, you don't have to say that Clay's backstory. He could just be a character that shows up and, oh, we know this guy, he showed up in the movie. A lot of these independent solo superhero movies or supervillain movies could easily be used to set up characters like Black Cat, characters like whether it's the Mad Hatter or any one of Batman's rogue gallery, whether it's Mr. Freeze. You can set up anybody. It doesn't have to be a connected to one thing, or you gotta immediately show up, but it can just plant the seeds, have Easter eggs, have other characters show up, be like an extended universe thing. And unlike the Sony movies, in which those movies are bad not because Spider-Man was not in them. Y'all hated Suicide Squad 2016, but it had Batman. What happened? You say you just hold it. So it is what it is. But I hope this movie will be able to prove that you don't need the main superhero to make a good movie. Because everybody, every character that's ever been written down in Marvel or DC had a backstory before the superhero shows up at the end. Every one of them. So in this case with Matt Hagen, a young actor going into his prime, reaching them prime years, on the camera of, well, what if Matt Hagen here in the trailer was reaching that Jonathan Major type peak? He got some big movie deals, things are going great, and then something, just like most Hollywood actors, whether it's Johnny Depp or so on and so on, something happens that shifts everything around. But in this case, whether he was involved with the mob before or not, there is a mob tie-in here to a certain degree, whether he's tied with those guys or not. In some type of way, he makes a mistake or something happens to him that completely shifts his career, where one thing about the movie industry, or any industry for that matter, everybody is your best friend until they're not. Everybody loves you, supports you, you're the greatest thing in the world until you're not. And then when you strung out on drugs on the side of the street, besides from a few kind citizens, because remember, the world is not as dark as everyone says it is, nor is it as bright as everyone thinks it is. Everything that people are seeing now was before. Well, it's hard to see what's going on in South Dakota when you live in California, Long Beach. Unless you got like some ties to the local news, you never know. Now with the Wi-Fi and everything, everybody can see everything good, everything bad all the time, right? So in this case, everybody your friend, everybody your partner, when this horrific thing happens to him, so far in the trailer, we see that he has no major family connections, there's no mom, there's no dad, there's no siblings. What if the only thing Matt Hagen had was his good looks and his acting career? And if one of those two fades, it sets off a mental unstable balance. And when your identity is so tied to something so superficial, to have, like, whether it's surrounding your career or anything you do in your life, when you have that taken away, you got to reevaluate your whole life of who you are or what you want to be. Some people can grow from that and move on. Like, some people can suffer horrific injuries and still have a career. Some, like I said before, everybody in these industries, even on YouTube on a small scale with quote-unquote average people, everybody's friends until they're not, and they backstab each other. So in this case, with the horrific industries he get in this movie, more than likely some of his co-workers or co-stars and people, oh, get the nice tweets here and there and so on and so, but no one's calling him. No one's showing up to the hospital. That's why the scene where it's slowly zooming in on them in the hospital bed. It's an iconic shot. It's an incredible shot because it shows the isolation. It shows the this what is the word I'm looking for? It shows the the isolation, the loneliness, and the helplessness in the situation of how Matt makes things feel. Now, sure, there's been 10,000 different Clayfaces. I don't think they're gonna have more than one Clayface. Who knows? Who knows? I can't say it will. They have two different Clayfaces, and this one shows up in the Batman project, or be like a villain already existing, or it could just be, well, let's make a Clayface movie. Well, why not? Let's go for it. But there's so many elements you can play with in this movie. So many elements, especially with identity. Because most people are like 30, 40, 50 years old. They don't know who they are. Everything they've done has been a reaction, a reflection, or imitation of something else. Whether they're imitating someone else, reacting to it, whether it's joining in on it or being opposed to it, or what is it? Um, what is it? Imitation, reacting, or reflection. Reflecting somebody else. So if someone says one thing, it reflects. Because it's not, they don't have any autonomy of their own, right? And eventually, you have a midlife crisis, you turn 30, or whatever it is. People get shook back to reality. They got to reevaluate their friends. They got to reevaluate their family. You get this whole shake up to your life in which you were paid attention. You had signs. The small moments, the small sense of betrayal is not a big ordeal. Like he was joking around. It wasn't serious. No, no. You just didn't realize she was being played yet. And eventually, when you get removed from their scenario, it's almost like it didn't even exist at all. But it is what it is. I think that's an interesting point, especially with the whole idea of he's falling apart, like his face is drooping down, like he's, who knows, he might be losing a foot trying to go down the steps. And this whole angle of where the doctor who's helping them also slowly potentially become a love interest, or he falls for her, or she falls for him. I just know it's not going to end well for the both of them. It's rather that she's on it only for the work, or as he loses his mind and identity, he transforms into a different person. Someone that was not the person she first felt sympathy for, to try to help out, to get his career back. And there is a revenge plot of this story, and I really hope that we get to see him go full back. And we don't know how full Clayface he is. We don't understand everybody talk about Clayface. Well, it's Creature Commandos or it's the 10 feet tall. Clayface is not usually 10 feet tall. Like Arkham, the Arkham games are not, I repeat, are not the gold standard for interpretation for these characters. They're not. Just cut that out. It's irritating. Like, this is why I get agitated with movies or games or something like that when they depict something wrong. Because now every idiot gonna take it as, well, that's what the character is. No, it's not. Stay your ass in the game. Stay your ass over there. You don't understand the character. Shut up. Shut up. Stick to the movies or the games, or just facing he's just like a puddle of mud. Or it could be like an 8 to 10 feet tall monster. We don't know yet. We do know his hands like morph into the mace. As he's about to pound somebody in the hamburger. And I think it'll be a slow descent into madness. It will slowly start to eat away at him. Because it's one thing to take this, to go through like a miracle process of like these, some say it might be the whole Batman image says renew you, or it could be anything. Whatever process it is to start Clayfacing it up. There's a point where he does that, and it turns into revenge. And that's the interesting thing about the whole identity end, because eventually we know this is going to end with a bad guy tale. You know, do we need Batman to show up at the end? No. We just need him to be the villain thing and maybe tease that, you know, whether Batman's on the case or Jim Gordon says we're going to take care of this monster, right? We don't need it to be, well, someone comes in and rain on his parade. Have a movie where the villain wins. He gets away with it. He was able to blend in. What could be one of the most interesting parts of the movie is as he slowly loses his identity. And you have to start, there's a possibility he could start walking around with like photos, because he starts to forget what he actually looks like. As it starts to droop, as it starts to fade away. And if that happens, and he fully devolves into this Clayface persona, and he realized that his miracle drug that's supposed to fix his face isn't working, whether it's not working as fast as he wants to, whether these are the side effects or whatever it is, at that point, it would turn into rage. Now, two different things happen with rage. Uh, Rage is not by default. It's a negative emotion. It's like fire or wind or the earth or water, right? All can be good things, right? Can cook food, can drink water, could get chilled off on a windy day, right? Or it can be bad as a tornado and so on and so on in this case. But in this case, it will all lead to him becoming extremely, extremely mad to the point where the only option is everybody gotta die. That wasn't connected. Now, we haven't heard no casting of an agent or anything like that, or any Hollywood co-stars, but I don't think he's just gonna stop at killing the monsters who carved up his face like a local pumpkin. I don't think he's gonna stop. And some might say, why wouldn't he stop? You know, he just want to go to revenge because the revenge is the scapegoat. It's an excuse. It's the thing he uses to justify his behavior. It's not why he's doing it. And that what goes into the identity. He believes the only thing that makes you is gone, and you're trying to get it back. But what if you can't remember what that was? What if? Whatever you used to be, like it's like one of those things where a person starts to forget what their parents look like, even though they only like knew them for like 1 or 2 years, or they passed away. They forget what their parent looked like. It's kind of like one of those things. You start to slowly forget who you are. Now we don't know how bad it gets. You know, it could be the gas. We don't know if like that. There was a scene like he's getting pushed out of the window. We don't know if the fact that's when he started to monsterize. And this is the fly situation. Get away from me! No, come on, let's go to the portal. We don't know what it is, but there's a lot of fascinating ideas and concepts this movie can explore about, especially with the whole villain angle. Could be great, could be fantastic, but I'm not hoping for Batman to show up at the end. I don't know what these idiots, like I told you, they just want to see it. What would Batman add to this movie? What would he add? How would this enhance the story? The villain get this massive come up, then he get his ass whooped. What's the point? Maybe I'm crazy or something, but I didn't come to it's like watching a Joker movie just to watch Batman show up and beat him up, and he doesn't win, he doesn't have no successes, he's not even fully transformed yet, he just gets whooped. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know, it's just different expectation of what people expect, you know. I came here to see a monster lose himself, lose his piece of identity as he slowly drips and fade away and melt away into something that is unrecognizable to anything he cares about. And the more he detached from his humanity, the more his personal inside reality breaks day by day and becomes a monster, like an actual monster. There's a point in this movie where he's going to give up on trying to regain that fame he once had. And that would be what I was looking for. That would be the ambition, the drive, the dedication to it. If acting was his dream in his life, the point when he realized that he could never get that back, that it's forever gone, and even with this substance, well, you know, he's back in the limelight, and they could cover it up as plastic surgery. They're gonna see like damaged goods. Well, the actor for Hawkeye, after he got in that ski incident, well, you know, Disney want to pay me less money. Why? Why? Unless you like did some testing or some screening where you less money. You see him as damaged goods. You see what we doing this out of pity? You just giving him some charity and just go screw off, really? And they can really delve into that whole how a person can have everything and lose it all. Like I said before, we don't know if he's involved with the mob or he get into an altercation with some mob guys and it's like, all right, we're gonna F you up, pretty boy. You gonna die. Well, correction, you gonna hope we killed you. Like some walking tall situation. We're gonna carve him up like a pumpkin. So it's just, I don't know. Many different avenues, many different ways this could turn out. But it's just, it really can't be an ideal outcome. Cause like if this movie does well, right? We can have movies like branch out into multiple different things. It doesn't just have to be a superhero action film. It can be way more and delve into different genres, right? Or some might say, how come no one has done that? Because the franchise stuff, the Marvel movies had no problem with being separate. Like no one thought Ghost Rider and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man took place in the same universe, or Tom James' Punisher, or so on and so on, right? It was just, movies for the sake of movies, right? And that was vastly different in tone and execution and so on and so on, right? But let's just say this movie does well. Is there any other character that can, develop like this? I don't know. They could do it for some Wonder Woman villains, I guess. You already know there's gonna be a Mr. Miracle series coming out, and it's just like I said before. Some people just like to hate, man. It's not even the fact that you dislike it. It's the fact that you have dedicated your life every day to talk about something you dislike. At what point do you just say fuck it and stop covering it? If you hate it that much, if you despise this whole fucking shit and it's the worst thing imaginable and so on and so on, then stop fucking looking at it. Yo, like this is the same shit that got Velma a season 2. Why I can hate watch it, stupid motherfuckers. And then that's the thing. This is why they say any publicity is good publicity. Because there's nothing worse than someone posting up their drawing, a movie, or a YouTube video, and nobody watching it. And no one gives a damn. That hurts 10 times more than negative comments. That hurts 10 times more than anything else. At least your interaction. At least you're being seen. At least you can believe that whether your opinions are right or wrong, you're being heard. Imagine being annoyed. Imagine having the feeling that no one cares for you. No matter what you do or what you achieve, you're just another somebody. Another idiot online. Another actor. It's that sense of being ignored, unseen, and uncared about, even among your own family, that truly eats away at somebody. Compared to, well, I could just hate watch it and roast it. You hate something without just cause. You give them an excuse to justify their actions. This is why when, like, the 2020s, like, up to, like, maybe, like, 2024, they were still using COVID as a Hollywood write-off of why movies wasn't being successful. Oh, it was COVID. It was people not going back to theaters. It was streaming. It was COVID. But didn't Godzilla versus Kong make like 300 million during the height of COVID 2021? I'm not going to talk about that. So we just don't give a fuck about the facts, huh? Okay. But if it's okay, like, comment, subscribe. What are your thoughts about the Clayface movie? I'm interested. I'm compelled. Will I be able to watch it? I'll hope so, man. That's all I can say. I hope so. Been up to the UK, and peace.